Welcome to episode 22 of Curious Conversations. We are not long finished some training this morning.
Yep.
It's Saturday. What did we do this morning?
So we had 60 minutes easy
Yep.
on the bike and then straight into some row intervals. So we had 500 metres times 4, hitting a certain pace. So my pace was, needed to hit a 1:43, 1:46, around about that. And yours was?
1:43 to 1:45.
Nice. So yeah, feeling good, feeling ready to run this. We were speaking on the bikes and kind of just, I think both of us are feeling really philosophical. We always are, but definitely feeling it today. And we wanted to kind of just run the pod and speak about a few things that we're thinking about just now.
One thing that we were literally just chatting about before we pressed play was right now, if you follow us on Instagram, I'm going to put up a story. In fact, it will have been up once this is uploaded, of our setup right now. So obviously, this, for those watching on YouTube, this is looking a little bit different. It's a new office in Sin. It's brighter. It's really nice. However, it's still kind of getting done up to a certain degree. There's a box there's boxes in the background. We're actually filming off of the camera. it's sitting on a tin of paint, like a tin of half-used paint right now. And like, it's funny because that is like the essence of just starting something and just doing something. So many people, in fact me in the past, I would have not done something because I've not got the perfect setup, not got this, not got that, because the people who we listen to mostly in terms of podcasts, like Modern Wisdom, like Diary of a CEO, any podcast like that, it is the best equipment, the best cameras, the best mics. The setup looks amazing, like it's like incredible. However, so that would stop so many people just starting a podcast that they want to do and actually just start and improving on it as you go and going. Like we don't have the money to like have mad setups and like go book out a room for 2 hours, and we just wanted to start, and that's something we're done. We're 22 weeks in and think how much improvement we've done since week 1, and it's the essence of just starting something.
I think it's a big realisation. Like, you just kind of saying that there made me realise that all it is to do, like all it is doing the thing and starting it. Because I feel like a lot of the time, so many people want to do this thing, but they'll stall and they'll play, like they'll tell themselves the story in their head, or like how I can't do that, or when I start this I'm going to be shit. Like, good, obviously you're going to be shit, but if you look at it from a different lens of I'm really, really shit at this, so it means I can only get better. That's the way you want to think about it. I think when you're starting anything, whether it's podcast, whether you're starting your fitness journey, things like that, like, welcome being a newbie to things, because if you're a newbie, then what comes along is newbie gains, and that's basically when you start to see really, really good progression pretty fast. So that's the way we're kind of thinking about it, and like I'm enjoying the process. Yeah. I'm enjoying the process of like needing to film on a paint can and fucking sitting about and not really having the big cameras or the thing, because I do believe that the more and more we do it, the more we get out of it.
Yeah. And in the years to come, we'll probably be in a studio.
100%.
We might have our own studio.
Totally.
Like, and that, but that only starts with taking the risk and just like doing it.
Yeah.
I think that embracing being shit at things is such an incredible quality. Aye. Like, me and Aidan are both doing this challenge on TikTok just now, those who follow us on TikTok, where we just like put a camera up and speak for a minute on whatever we're thinking about that day. Like, you've been doing as well, in terms of we just speak about the topic that we've been journaling on in the morning. And for me, this is like a week in or whatever, and like I've spoke to it, and like I'm thinking whilst I'm speaking sometimes, I'm like, this is so shit, but like, like this is pure shit. But I just post it anyways. Like it's probably going to have value to someone, and someone might look at it and not think it's shit. So but you always think in your own head, don't you? Like,
bash.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna like this.
This is not making sense.
But I think it's a class trait to be able to like be okay with being shit at things.
Yeah.
Because it also, like, doing something new teaches you humility. It teaches you, like, there is other things that you're going to be, like, really, really bad at. But it's about being able to kind of see that and see on the other side of that, and on the other side is you getting better at things and actually kind of finding a little bit of mastery if you do it for long enough. So yeah.
So embrace being shit.
Yes.
There's something in your mind that you're like, oh, I really want to try that. Like, really want to start doing that. But, ... I'm going to be shit at it. Like, I don't have the things to start with it. It's just start. Like, do what you can to just start doing. Get the ball rolling, and get on with it.
Yeah, because it is all down to action. At the end of the day, like, I posted a video on TikTok because I got a little bit of inspiration from Connor from Kaizen, and it is one of those ones of, like, manifestation, like, only happens when you create action. Like, I could think I want to make a podcast, but if you don't actually put the things in place to, like, make that or get towards that, then nothing's going to happen. It's just wishful thinking at the end of the day. And I never used to, like, really think about it like that. Manifestation happens, like, things start to creep up in your life, not because you're thinking about it so much, but you're actually putting yourself in, like, those rooms to, like, for those things to evolve and get you closer to where you want to be. So it's all down to action. You need to, like, making a to-do list about the thing isn't doing the thing. Like, talking to your mate about doing the thing or wanting to do the thing isn't doing the thing. It's about doing it. Like, whether that, again, if, like, even if you are shit, just picking yourself up and going for it.
Love that. That's so true.
Shit's special.
Shit is special. So we're going to chat about, firstly, how we're feeling, both individually, like physically, mentally, where we're currently at. That's how we'll kind of start the pod. Well, we're probably like 10 minutes in already or something. But yeah, how are you feeling? I don't know.
Bro, I feel great right now. I actually don't think I've ever felt better. Whether that's, like, with everything, whether that's work, training, like, just mindset, I just feel like everything's clicking right now. And it's special for me to like, be doing the things that I love to do. And I frequently think about that, whether that's, like, when I'm on my walk or just, like little spurts of the day. I'll think, I've got everything that I wanted, like, right now when I'm 21, and it just feels good to say that, and I'm proud of myself, and I just think that from me dedicating myself to training, like, showing up for myself, and, like, showing up on the days that I don't really want to, because we say this a lot of the time, like, it's so easy to show up when you want to.
Yeah.
Like, you could do that. Like, it's not massively impressive if you show up on the days that you want to, but it's the days that I don't want to do this. I don't feel good. I didn't get great sleep, but I'm still gonna do this anyway. That's the days that make the difference. And see, the more and more I'm, like, on this journey, I feel like I'm pushing through those days so much better, and it just feels empowering, mate. It feels like I'm really strong-minded, and I'm really thinking a lot of myself now. And beforehand, I didn't, if I'm honest. I didn't think a lot of myself. Like, even, like, when we started the podcast, like, a good period of that, I was, like, going through, like, times I, like, not feeling like I was showing up the way I wanted to.
Yep.
And now, because I am, that's allowing everything else to work, and it's allowing everything else to, like work the way I want it to, in every single aspect. So it feels like I'm in a special time right now, and I'm really trying to make sure that I'm grateful for every little small thing. Like, when we had Parry on the podcast, he was talking about, like, be grateful for the, like, going out for a morning walk. Mate, honestly, like, ever since he said that, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm fucking so happy that I get the opportunity to wake up early, like, journal, do all this stuff, and go out for my morning walk and actually think about, like, how my life's panned out. So I feel really good just now, mate. I feel really happy.
Amazing. What do you think's driving that? Like, the showing up for yourself from episode 1, like when we started, to 22 weeks later? Like what?
I know exactly what it is, mate. It's purpose. It's purpose at the end of the day. I've got something that's driving me. I've got like a best mate that I need to show up for every single day because we're working towards something together. Do you know what I mean? I've got all my other best mates that I'm working for, like in genuine work. I'm needing to show up. I'm needing to play my role and work as hard as I possibly can and give other people as much of me as I possibly can. And I'm starting to realise that now. Maybe it was just me being a little bit young, a little bit naive in terms of not really understanding the impact I do have on people's lives. And it's about me understanding that I can put so much more effort into that I can give them so much more. And I feel like I've got that purpose now. I've got the coaches, I've got the people around me, and nothing's guiding me in any other direction bar where I want to be. So it's frictionless right now. It's easy, and life is life. Like, I think that life is good just now. Nothing bad's happening, and life is rarely ever like that. So it's about being able to recognise that just now is an amazing time, and just riding that wave and riding that momentum, and kind of remembering that all these things around me are just like compounding and getting me closer to where I need to be. Not even where I want to be, but where I need to be for my own sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
What about you? How are you feeling?
I feel great as well.
Because we have this conversation quite a lot,
Yeah.
and it's like not probably as in depth as this, but we do have this conversation a lot, and I know that you're feeling good, and I know that you're firing, but in a little bit more depth.
Yeah.
How's things for you?
Yeah, I had a conversation with Dale and Ryan yesterday as well. How I probably feel my best right now, physically, mentally. I've never been so fit in my life physically. First off, like, I'm now, like, during my training sessions, I'm genuinely surprising myself with what I can do.
Yeah.
And it just feels so good to see that progression. Like, I never used to really be like a numbers guy and like follow that stuff, but I feel like I'm getting more into that in terms of numbers that we're running, numbers that I'm holding. But it just gives you that like actual progression and shows the work that you've been putting in previously over the months beforehand. And I just feel like I'm showing up every single day. Even the smaller things like stretching and mobility, that was stuff that I just used to put by the side. Just like, I don't really need to do that. But like, I'm waking up every morning now. I'm going in my shower and then coming out, journaling, then stretching, like every single morning. And it's like, it's the little things like that, that it's like just showing up for yourself, like on a physical like standpoint.
People don't understand how important that is as well. Like,
Yeah.
see those little small things.
Yeah.
Like doing the stretching, like showing up for yourself every single day. Those wee tiny things have a massive impact on how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Like if you're like putting that off, maybe doing it a couple of days and then shying away from it, like that's got a massive impact on how you're gonna feel.
Yeah.
Because you're showing yourself that you show up for yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which is class.
And like I'm doing that now. Like I'm doing the stretching, for example. And then when I think back, like I'm like utilising the same amount of time in the morning.
Yeah.
What was I doing beforehand?
Yeah.
Like I'm doing that. I'm using that time anyway. So like, why would I not just do something that is like helping me, like helping my future, helping me physically, helping me mentally as well. Like I like that time in the morning to myself, and we talked about that previously on a podcast about like solitude in the morning. I like having time to myself in the morning and thinking and over things, planning out my day. But I do that like all my juices kind of flow in the morning through that, I think. So like the little things like that are massive for me.
You know what's massive for me as well? Like I'm constantly thinking about the best version of myself, like when I'm doing those things. Now, like, and if there is ever a time that I come where I'm like, I can't be arsed doing that. Like the voice has never been louder in my head saying, would the best version of yourself do that? And if the answer is yes, you better believe I'm doing that shit. And it's never been louder. And it's insane, mate, because I never used to think like that. It used to just be, I don't want to do that, boom, put to the side.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I don't want to do these dishes, not doing them. Like, it was never a question. I wouldn't question myself on it. But now I'm frequently, every single time, I'm questioning myself when I don't want to do something, is that going to move you forward to the person you want to be? If the answer is yes, it's getting done. Do you know what I mean? If it's not, then it's one of those ones where it doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so true. I think, well, for me, like physically, I've spoke about there, I feel in my best spot, but mentally as well. Like, I've went through quite a big change in the past 10 days. I've moved from me and Jenna living in a flat, our own flat, to moving back in with my mum. Me and Jenna both moving back in with mum and dad. And for me, like, things like that would have stressed me out beforehand. But I feel so good. It's opened up more time with family as well. So my little brothers still stay there. My mum, my dad, the dogs, my sister and my nephew are coming over more often. So it just opens up way more quality time with family as well. And my mum's a gem as well. She's retired now, so she's doing like the washings. I've came in from work a couple of times, and she's like made my dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate that stuff so much. Totally. And it's like mentally, I feel in a really good spot. Like, I feel like moving is quite a big thing. Like, it's obviously a huge change in your life. You're living in that place 12 plus hours a day, so it's like it's your space.
Yeah.
Your place as well. So yeah, in terms of like mentally, I feel in a really good spot with that and where I'm going with it.
Love that, mate. It's so exciting to hear that you're feeling the exact same way as me, and we're both kind of on this kind of journey together, whether that is mentally and physically. It feels good to see when that the person that you're working towards the exact same goal is feeling great as well, just that energy. And I think it's a good kind of like way to sidetrack onto the next thing we wanted to speak about, and that's environment and energy.
Mm-hmm.
Environment is, I think it's the biggest thing. Genuinely, mate, it's massive, because if you've got people around you that don't really see where you want to go or don't understand, it creates a lot of friction, and it's harder to get there. But if you've got people that are working towards the same thing, that want to see you do well, that like understand why you're shooting for those things, it makes it so easy, and it makes it, like, as I say, frictionless. And that's what I was saying at the start. I feel like I'm there. Like, I've got all these people around me that just want to see me do well, want to push me, want to help me learn. And I don't think I've ever been in a better spot when it comes to environment, because we've spoke a few times about this, and I'm someone who really bounces off of the environment that they're in. So when I used to, when I was younger, I used to hang about with like people that weren't great to hang about with, and that was my environment, and I was a reflection of them, and it was probably the worst time of my life. So it just shows you, having the people around you that want to see you do well, that want to support you, is so crucial.
Yeah.
So crucial.
Well, we're in like the perfect spot as well from a work perspective. But
totally.
Like, although we work in sin, like, we also live half of our day in sin as well. We train here. Like, we're all pretty much best pals as well. We all slag each other rotten, like, have a laugh with each other. But like, having a team like that, and having a team where you can learn from on a daily basis, having people that like can kind of pull you on certain things as well that you're not showing up on, it's just so good to have. And I feel like as a team we're all very good at that. Like, if someone is like slacking on a certain thing or whatever, you'll have someone to pull you.
Yeah.
And Dale and Ryan, like, as leaders as well, they're both very high performers in their own sense as well. Like, it's so good to have people who have been in the coaching game for a lot longer than us, who like you can just bounce ideas off of, like, and people who are so focused on the certain goals as well.
Totally.
Like Monday meetings, for example, we have a Monday coaching meeting every single Monday, and it just really drives the standards of like where we want to be as a coaching team, as a coaching product, as a business.
Yep.
And like coming away from every Monday meeting, it's just like, right, it's more clarity towards that. It's more clarity towards getting better, and it just shows with Sin as well. It's like obviously a big growing business, and like you know why.
I think Dale and Ryan and obviously us as a team have built a place where we're constantly learning. Like we can, like every single week I'm learning and building my knowledge and feeling like I'm progressing as a coach, as a person, and that's a testament to every single person that works in Sin. I think that like last night I was thinking about it when we were all out for the night out. I was like, this is a special team, and I can learn from every single person here, and I'm also really, really good mates with every single person here, and that's really unique. Like, you don't get that a lot, mate.
No.
Like in workplaces, like how many times have you spoke to someone and like they've told you, oh, that's fucking dick in my workplace, you know what I mean, like shit like that.
Yeah.
We've not got any of that. We're all so close.
Yeah.
So again, something that I'm really, really grateful for sure.
And that taps into like the environment and energy piece that we're chatting about. So.
Yep.
It's weird, like energy is something that like I almost used to really see as like woo shit. Like if someone was around you who was like who's bringing a certain energy, like a negative energy, I used to be like, I don't think I believe in that. But like it's so true. Like it's so true when you spend time with someone outside your circle or outside our circle just now, and they're constantly talking in a certain manner or like talking in a certain way. It's just the things that they're speaking about and the kind of energy that brings, like on both senses. Like it can be someone who's talking about something negative, who is genuinely like a pessimist who will like see the negative side of everything.
Yeah.
Whereas you also get the people who see the positive side of everything and are just like have a certain energy around them, whether that's like a calming energy, you feel calm around someone, or where it's a positive energy they bring you, they make you feel excited, and it's like having an environment around you that is like that, like that more kind of positive side where you feel uplifted, you feel calm after being with them, is something special.
Totally, mate. I think I used to think the same, like with energy and shit like that. I used to think it was heavy woo woo, but energy is body language. Energy is the way you speak. Energy is like your mood, your thought process, how you move about your day. That's what energy is. And I think that it's so clear to see, especially when you've got people around you that have got amazing energy, like who has bad energy. Because if you're exposed to good energy every single day, you know exactly what that feels like. And then when you come out of that realm of like good energy and feeling great, you can start to pick out the people that aren't bringing the energy that you want into your life.
Yeah.
So I think it's special, mate, to be able to understand that. Like it's crucial to be able to understand what good energy is and what bad energy is, and it's so crucial for the way you move about your day. Definitely.
What do you think? How do you think you recognise that? Do you think that's just a thing through? Because I feel like I wouldn't have recognised that years ago.
Aye.
But now
I think you need to think
do.
about it a lot. You need to think about it in depth, because I wouldn't have thought about it
Yeah.
either. Because I used to be someone with bad energy. I used to be someone that brought that negative shit, that negative vibes. I'm like, oh, I hate this, I hate that. I don't want to do this. And like moping about and like letting life happen to me.
Yeah.
And now I'm happening to life. You know what I mean?
Probably a good exercise to do is like be really aware of this, is like have conversations with people around your circle who you like are in contact with on a daily basis, whether that's in work, whether that's like family, relationships, pals, whatever, and like rank your energy after like out of 10 after you're with them. So like even if it's just like in your head, like how do I actually feel after I spoke to that person there?
Yeah.
Because you'll start noticing patterns as well. Like it's like I know people that I've within the past probably 6 months or so, I've like bumped into or met or whatever, and like I've left the conversation feeling like drained
Yeah.
because I've just listened to like them talk about a certain thing or a certain someone or whatever, and I'm just like, whoa, I'm not feeling good after that conversation.
I know the exact feeling, mate. It's like, for an example, it would be like, oh, I met up with Anton today, and I left the conversation feeling really motivated and excited. Like, you could think about that and process that. But with other people, it could be, I left that conversation, as you say, feeling drained, feeling a little bit shitty about myself, things like that. And that's how important energy is, I think.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yes. Next, we want to talk about the evolution of getting the life you want. So we kind of touched on it earlier a little bit in terms of the life that you want to live. Like, how do you want to feel? What do you want to do on a daily basis? And we're both very lucky in that sense that we get to do the things that we love on a daily basis.
Aye.
We get to impact people's life through coaching. We get to train with our pals in a really cool space. We get to go home to our families, and it's like creating that life is I think is a very difficult thing to do, but you need to be very intentional with that as well. What do you really want? How do you want to feel? I think that introspectiveness and like asking yourself these questions is so important, or else you'll genuinely just like walk through life and not think about it and not get the life that you want to live. But you were chatting a good bit about the good person thing when we were on the bike this morning.
It's been something that's been on my mind recently, because I've been really focusing on like gratitude and like how my life's panned out like this, because this is my dream. I'm living my dream right now. I used to think about having a life like this when I was back doing the plumbing, and honestly, mate, it's to a T. I'm training, I'm travelling like to go compete in events. I'm feeling the fittest I've ever felt. I'm feeling the most confident I've ever felt. I've got people around me that build me up, and I just feel really, really good. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, that isn't a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that I'm in this position right now, because stripping all these things back, right? Stripping all the training back, stripping all the mindset pieces and the like all this stuff. The thing that you need to ask yourself is, am I a good person? And if you truly believe that, right? If you truly like show up as someone that like you'd go for a beer for, like go for a beer with, sorry, and you truly believe that you're someone that is a great person and has got good intentions for other people, all these things just come. Like it's not a coincidence that I'm in the situation that I'm in just now, you're in the situation, Dale, Ryan, all that. It comes down to being good people, because people are attracted to people. We've not got a community in here solely because the training's so good. Like, there's thousands of gym in the world that do similar stuff to what we do, but it's how we make people feel and like the experience we give them from just us being us and them feeling comfortable enough to be themselves around us. And I truly believe if you're a good person and you lead with intention and you've got a drive and a meaning in life, you'll get the things that you want, because nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you at all. And that's something that I've really thought about and started to believe that this isn't a coincidence. Things like this don't land. All these good things aren't just, it can't just happen. You need to be a certain type of person that can withstand all these things and not withstand all the pressures when it comes to it, but also like letting people understand who you truly are. And if you're a good person, you get all these things.
Yeah, I think so too.
I genuinely believe that.
A good person who works hard, I think, will get the life that they want to live. And
Totally.
again, it comes back to what we were speaking about earlier on with like with asking yourself, like, am I actually a good person?
Aye.
Like when I look back now, like beforehand, a couple of years back, when I feel like I was quite a negative person, and like I lived life a way that I didn't enjoy as well, probably because it came from that negative energy almost. I was like drinking a lot, like going out all the time, and doing things that I look back on and I think, ugh, I would not do that now.
Yeah.
But I think like you can obviously change, and so if you think about it right now and you think, maybe I'm not actually a good person, like for me, a good person is someone who doesn't speak like shit about loads of people, who shows up for themselves, who thinks about others, who wants to impact others positively, who pulls up their people like in a certain sense as well when they're not showing up for themselves, and not like who say they're going to do something and don't do it. Like that's
real and being honest with people.
Yeah, like being honest with people. Yeah, honesty is a massive part of that. But being a coach, you have to do that. You need to push past the uncomfortability and be like, you're actually not saying what you said you were going to do.
Thinking about it as well, like being a good person equals opportunity.
Yeah.
Like it's so important. Like if you're a good person, people will open the door for you to let you come in and hear you out. That's the biggest thing for me, because I wouldn't be in the position I am right now because I messaged you off the back, and you guys gave me the opportunity to meet up with you and speak to you. But there's a connection there. Like if I was to come to that like meeting when we met up, and I was heavy weird, and I was like, no, a good, like you could tell I wasn't a good person, and I was chatting shit, and I was a little bit negative. You wouldn't have gave me another opportunity to speak to me. You'd have been like, what the fuck is that guy all about? Like, being a good person equals opportunity.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, that's really funny thinking about it. Like, if me and you, for people who don't know, Aidan messaged me and wanted to meet up. We went we met in Starbucks in the village. And like that's so true. Like, see if I'd showed up to that meeting and you started off straight away within the first 5 minutes, like chatting shit about people, or like, oh, do you know this person, or they're whatever. Like, I probably would have been like, I actually don't really want to talk to this guy. Yep. Like, I actually don't want to give this guy like the time of day. Like, I probably would have left earlier than I did. Wouldn't have helped you afterwards. Like, that's so true, because it provides opportunities with people, and if people like you, you'll go further.
Totally. And it's, if you think about the time that I came in and met Dale and Ryan, so basically when I came in and met Dale and Ryan, I had 0 qualifications whatsoever. I had like nothing whatsoever. I think I was just finished my personal training qualification, and they had me in, and we had conversations, we chopped it up, we had a good laugh, we trained together, and they sent me away, and they were like, go perfect your craft a wee bit, but we're gonna message you, and we're gonna get back to you, like we'll definitely stay in touch. And thinking about that, like when they messaged me again, I had about 3 months. It was about 3 months after, and if they didn't feel like I was a good person, or they felt like they connected to me, they wouldn't have messaged me back. And it all comes down to being a good person, being a person that people like, and being authentic, and being the person who you actually are. It's so important to do that, and that's why I'm, as I say, in this position right now, because they didn't give me anything. I had nothing under my belt. There was no evidence to show that I could show up for myself. They just went off of the merit, like, I like this guy, seems like he can work hard, and he's a good laugh.
Be a good person, work hard.
Be a good person and do the thing.
What's next?
Without meaning, there is nothing. How? In experimentation. So, for me, right, we were talking on the bike. Without meaning, there is nothing. Like, there's no motivation. There's no drive. You need to have basically the reason why, and have that kind of driver for like the things that you do. Because if I don't necessarily know why I'm doing the things, like if I don't know why I'm doing these things, then it's not gonna work. I need to have that vision. I need to see why I'm doing the certain things and actually having the meaning to do them, if that makes sense. So I think that as soon as I started to understand my meaning, whether that's towards life, towards training, things started to click. I started to really move the needle because it was in front of me. I could see it then. And then that's how I feel like I've been progressing so much, because I found my meaning.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's, maybe I wasn't talking shit on my TikToks, because this is very similar to one of the things I spoke about the other day, where it's how important it is to have clarity in your goal and like the reason why behind it. Because once you have that, and once you have the kind of idea of where you want to go, you can work backwards from it and actually have a plan of action to follow, and it turns intention into action after that. But like, you're so right in the meaning part. Like, there's no motivation, there's no discipline, there's like everything's just all fuzzy, and you just kind of like be a zombie through life almost.
And so many people are in that situation, like they don't know their meaning. And how you find your meaning, it's easy for us to say because we've got it, but I feel like if you don't have meaning in your life, it is about like experiencing things. You need to get out of your comfort zone. That is the single most important thing when you're looking for meaning, is getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Taking that Spanish class, like going to that new running club, and like even though you don't know anyone there, like if you constantly stay in a state of comfort, there is no meaning. You've not got anything to go off of. There's nothing to drive you. So I think always, every single time that I've maybe felt like that and needed to like push through that discomfort, I come out the back end of it understanding a little bit more about myself and understanding why I done the thing. Do you know what I mean? Why I done that? Why I pushed myself to make that decision.
Yeah. Go and experiment is the one of the number one things I tell people, because I think it's so important in the sense of like fear usually holds you back from doing things. That's the most, like, the biggest thing. And when I think to experimentation, I always think when I went travelling, like that was something that it kind of scared me, because it's against the norm to do that. It's like I was teaching for 2 years, 3 years, sorry. I was teaching for 3 years, and during that third year, I was like, I was actually given a permanent job in Glasgow, which right now is like gold dust in teaching. Like, it's so hard to get a permanent job in Glasgow, and fear really could have held me back in that sense, because I was like I had that permanent job, I had that security, that could have just been me to stay in that position. But like, I had this kind of burning desire that I want to go and experiment. I want to go and try shit, because I'm going to learn a lot from it. And I did. Me and Jenna went away for 6 months, and just under 6 months, and like seen some unreal places. I had so much time to think in that sense as well, and that's something you obviously relate to with going to Japan. But I decided when I went away, because I had all that space to think, I was experimenting, I was seeing the world, I was like, there's more to life than that security of having a job of teaching, where I do enjoy, but I'm like, it's not for me. And I came back from that. Well, I decided when I was out there, I was like, I'm not going back to teaching. In the August, I had a job, like a permanent job, to go back to, because like I took a year sabbatical, and I was like, I'm not going back to that. And that's when I went all in with coaching, started my own one-to-one business, started experimenting through that. But I think having, again, experimentation is very similar to curiosity.
Yes.
And that, like, you probably do have things in your mind, like things that you're curious about. Oh, I'd really love to do that, but there's things holding me back. It's the fear. It's the fear of something that is holding you back.
Love the topic of fear, because it is the thing that holds everyone back.
Yeah.
Like, it's the curiosity of, like, that people have the curiosity in their head, but It's almost like curiosity's going here, and then fear puts this wall right in front of you and it just stops it there.
It's the what ifs.
It's the what ifs and what happens if you. Fear is basically you trying to. Fear and anxiety is basically you trying to predict the future. Something that's not happened yet is, and you're trying to predict it, and you're almost making it your reality. Like if you think that way and you think fearful and you don't want to take the risk, then you're constantly going to be in a state of what if. Like you get to a point in your life where maybe there's not much time left to do the thing, and then all your life is going to be is, what would have happened in my life if I just took that risk and just went for it. And I want to make sure that people understand that. There's going to be so many times in life where you feel like you feel fear, and that's okay. It's a natural feeling to feel, but being able to break through that is going to be so impactful in your life. If you can override the sense of fear, you'll come out of the back end of it feeling like, wow, I'm super proud of myself that I broke through that. And then that just gives you a little bit of evidence to show that you're someone that can override the fear. And then that just builds your threshold more and more and more and more. And then next thing you know, you've got the life that you want because you've broke through that kind of barrier, which is fear.
Yeah.
So
and the thing you're curious about as well, if you do like push fear out of the way and you go and try that and it isn't for you, 99.9% of the time you can go back to exactly what you were doing beforehand.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were doing beforehand, and you would have experienced that thing and you wouldn't have the what if.
Yeah.
Like, it is that Chris Williamson spoke about that on one of his podcasts where he says that like obviously it's fear that holds people back from and like going for a new job or like travelling or living in a new place, and it genuinely is. I'm sure there was some sort of study done. It was like 90-something% of the time you can go straight back into the job that you were in beforehand, for example. It might not be in the same company because you've left it or whatever, but in a different company, and it's like that exact same thing, like that you can go straight back to.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like such a good question to ask and such a good frame when you're stuck on things. Is like, what would my 80-year-old self think about this situation? Like, what decision would they make? Because when that just takes the fear in the current moment completely out of the picture, because you're thinking back on, like, say you're 25 right now and an 80-year-old self, you'll probably have a huge regret if you're like didn't do that what if, whatever that may be in your life.
No one wants to feel that way. A lot of the time I'm catching myself speaking to people, whether that's in the gym or outside of the gym, and they're telling me about their job and how much they don't like it. And the way I kind of speak to them, as I say, easy for me to say because I'm in a job that I love, but realistically, you've only got two options. You stay in the job and stay miserable, or you take the leap, you like feel that fear and anxiety and kind of stress initially, but you override it and break through to get you closer to where you want to be. Like, that's it. Like, there is no solutions. There's only trade-offs. So it's about being able to understand that there's not all these avenues you can that you need to go down to like get to where you want to be. You either decide to stay in the job and still feel like shit and feel miserable and be unhappy, or you make the decision to come out of the job, maybe have a couple stressful months that you're trying to you're just making ends meet and you're maybe needing a little bit of support off other people, like a little bit more than you normally would, but like 9 times out of 10 you'll break through that. It 100%. Like I find if you don't stop trying, you can never fail, and that's the decision you need to make when you're in that position. Because it was a decision I had to make, decision you had to make as well. And as we spoke on, I can't remember what podcast it was. Like, we are really young, but extremely we're really well versed when it comes to this topic, because we've done it. We've went through the process. We went through the hard times. We went through the stressful months and came out the other end of it. So what if we can do it? Then what makes you think that you can? Is my question to every single person listening to this, if you're in a position like that.
Yeah. It's just always staying curious and almost saying no to fear in that sense. Should we cut it there?
Let's cut it there, bro.
That was a good topic to finish on.
That was a really good topic to finish on, bro.
That can be the question at the end. What is current, or what are you currently having fear about that you can dive a little bit deeper into and understand after hearing that? So ask yourself the question: what's stopping me doing that thing that I'm curious about doing?
Yeah.
Is it fear? Is it security? Which is probably just another sense of fear. And think about that a little bit more. We'll end that podcast with that question.
That was sick, bro. That was special. Obviously, this chilled vibe has just gotten the best out of us. I think it's just got us mad philosophical. I think it's a day that we've both been feeling really, really good. So
the beanbags are a yes?
The beanbags are definitely a yes. We'll be here next podcast.
For those who are listening on Spotify and Apple, and not even said that, we're sitting on beanbags chilling right now.
Yeah, we are chilling.
Even if
like
you want
villains.
to go spot it, go have a little look on YouTube, you can go see
Yeah.
Anton Grimlight's under.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is us wrapping it up.
What a great podcast, bro.
Have a great day, guys.
Class.
See you in the next one.